For me, '89 was one of the wonderful events in history, and it only shows that people who never give up, who always have a goal, and who fight for freedom, eventually will win. Each historic event has various reasons and causes. There is no one reason for an event. It is a longer development. On one hand, it is the endeavor of each human being to have freedom. That freedom was suppressed until '89 in those former communistic countries. Second, the economic system was a disaster. It was more or less clear that eventually it has to break down. Thirdly, there was a historic link between, on one hand, Western countries, especially the President of the United States, Mr. Reagan, and on the other hand, a famous Polish cardinal who became Pope. And he used his chance in going into all those countries and more or less giving them hope. And by making pressure from the Western side, especially led by Mr. Reagan, in pushing especially the Soviets, the Soviet Union, into a building up of a military situation. And they couldn't afford that, of course, because they were quite poor, you know. So primarily it broke down then, and from the ideas and from the finances. And this more or less came together in '89, and it is certainly one of the major events I could see and observe in my life. And of course, in '89, I was living directly next to the Iron Curtain. That means 2 kilometers away from the Iron Curtain. And therefore it was an enormous event for me when probably one of my best friends, at that time he was foreign minister and deputy prime minister of Austria, Dr. Alois Mock, had the chance to cut through the Iron Curtain together with a leading Czech politician. And of course this was a symbol which was shown on all the TV programs, I would say, worldwide. You know, I mean, Austria had a long-standing history, you know, with our friends in Hungary, our friends in Slovakia, our friends in Czech Republic, Poland, Croatia, etc. In the Austrian-Hungarian monarchy, there were a lot of nations belonging to that monarchy. And so we really thought that we are practically finding each other again in a broader context. And I remember at that time I was the Austrian delegate in the International Parliamentary Union. This is the body which is the parliamentary body versus the United Nations, you know. The United Nations is represented by the foreign ministers of the governments, and the International Parliamentary Union is by the freely elected members of parliament. And I was there, I was leader of the whole fraction of Christian Democrats and conservatives and like-minded members of parliament. And of course, we really celebrated that. And I remember one situation when there was the Hungarian friend, the Czech friend, the Slovak friend. They were at this time, at that time together, the Polish friend, Croatian, Slovenia, etc. We came together and they said, Joseph, now we are united again. I mean, it was an historic event. And I felt very moved by that event. And of course, after that, I tried as Member of Parliament and as of course, being active in various bodies to improve the cooperation with all those countries, the newly freed former communistic countries. Bargaining, having exchange in the economy, in politics, culture, etc., etc. There are a lot of possibilities to work together and to build a common future. And this was always my task.